Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're doing really well. Today's video is slightly different to my usual content because I'm going to be talking about my favourite makeup products that I've literally been using all year round. I've been so loyal to these specific products. They are some of my favourites, and so I wanted to sit down and talk you through essentially what I've been using every day and why these products are my favourites. So if you are interested to find out what I've been using and what some of my favourite beauty faves are, then be sure to keep on watching. So my makeup belongs in this massive makeup bag, and I actually got this from Argos. It was really affordable, and I find this so convenient because it means I can literally pick up all of my makeup and move it anywhere in the house that I might need to do my makeup. That's particularly important when you have 2 young children and don't know basically what time you're gonna be waking up of a morning. You don't know whether you're gonna have a quick 5 minutes to do some makeup when they're eating breakfast, all of those things. So this is really useful and I love it. But let's see what my favorite products are and why I've been loving them so much. So let's start base first, because I feel like this is where there's been a few like old favorites and a few new discoveries that I've been absolutely loving. And as I mentioned, I don't typically buy new makeup. I might get some for like birthdays or Christmas, some things that are on my wish list, but typically I used to buy a lot of makeup, but I don't do that anymore. It can be quite expensive, but also I've got such a collection, it's just not necessary. So I've been just on a mission to just make sure that my makeup is as simple as possible, but have my favorite products within them. So the 2 foundations I use, I typically mix these depending on how tanned I am, and these are these 2. These are my absolute favourites. Estee Lauder Double Wear for so many obvious reasons. It is always and will always be my favourite foundation. However, this is the shade that I am when I'm my most palest. So this is 1W2 Sand, so it is one of their lighter shades, but it's a really nice warm tone. This, however, is the L'Oreal True Match. I believe this is in the shade 4.D/4.W, the golden beige colour. And as you can tell, this is a lot darker than this. So these 2 mixed together, depending on the level of tan, just means I can really personalise the colour of my foundation depending on whether my tan's a little bit worn off or it's quite fresh. These 2 are such a winning combination. I have oily skin and these last throughout the day, don't make me look oily, last all day, don't break up, and I feel like when you found your perfect foundation duo, or even just one foundation you love, there's almost no point trying to stray away from them because they work so incredibly well, and these 2 are that for me. Equally, I have 2 concealers, again for the same reason. One is slightly darker than the other. So my kind of light or even under eye concealer is still the Collection Lasting Perfection concealer in the shade One Fair. This is still, I think, their old packaging. I bought so many when they were really affordable. I mean, the brand is anyway, but I think they were on clearance and I just bought the lot. But this is just such a great concealer, again, under my eyes. Brightens my eyes really well, but doesn't look clunky, doesn't look dry. Every product works so well, I just don't seem to kind of stray away from it because it's just good. You want something that's reliable, don't you? Otherwise you're gonna look in the mirror and like your makeup looks a bit like horrible, and then there was no point doing it. But the other products that I've discovered this year, I actually got this for Christmas last year and I've been loving it, is this Rodial. This is the Peach Low Lighter. So this is the Lit From Within Complexion Enhancer. So I know that this isn't necessarily a concealer. It does say that you can apply to areas of the face to highlight and define. So it's kind of a multi-use product. I use this mainly under my eyes, especially when I'm tanned, because I have bags. I do not get a lot of sleep at the moment. And so using something like this is great to kind of bring my eyes a little bit more back to life, hide those dark circles a little bit. It's such a gorgeous formula. I got this for Christmas, but it was specifically in a Cosmetips box. It was the Lydia Millen one, and I've absolutely loved this. It's quite an expensive product, so I'm going to be so sad when this ends because I feel like I'm going to have to repurchase it for all of the reasons I described. I want my makeup collection to be the best products for me, but not too many of them. I'd rather spend the money on products that I know work and are great quality, and that definitely fits in there, so I've been loving that. And then slightly backwards, I just want to talk about the primer. Again, I use daily. I love this. Ever since I first discovered it, I just wanted to continue using it and repurchasing it, and this is probably my maybe 5th or 6th one. It's the e.l.f. Power Grip primer. If you love the Milk Hydro Grip, you will love this. All of the same reasons. It makes your skin kind of sticky. It really helps makeup hold. Again, if you have oily skin, this is incredible at just giving you longevity on your base makeup. And for me, especially when I have a really long day, more so when I was at work, but obviously even just in under normal circumstances, you want your makeup to just last as much as possible, and this for me ensures that I get that. So I really love this. So affordable. I typically buy this when it's on Superdrug 3 for 2, so you can get 3 of them for £20. Considering the fact that the Milk Hydro Grip is like 30 something pounds, it's quite a big difference. And so I really recommend this, especially if you like that. But if you're looking for a primer for more oily skin, that will be your best friend. Let's talk a couple of brushes and sponges, because my favorite sponge is probably going to be no surprise if you've watched any of my previous favorite videos. It's the Coco Cosmetics Marshmallow Sponge. As you can tell, very well loved. I'm not sugarcoating anything in this video, because this is just the best sponge I've ever used to blend my makeup. It gives such a seamless finish. It's just so easy. I do have the Shape 1 as well, but I haven't used this morning. Again, very dirty, but it's not kind of watered up and it hasn't expanded, whereas this one, I even tend to use this under my eyes because you can kind of just squeeze it and really get under, and I find that it's easy enough. I get these in a pack of 4 anytime I run out, because it always works out better value for money. But if you love beauty blenders, if you love beauty sponges, you will love this. The hype is real with this one, and I've really enjoyed it. For my brows, it's probably just worth mentioning a couple of the products that I use. Again, I've been doing my brows the same for probably the last year and a half. Nothing has at all changed. And I know that there's specific soap brow products that you could buy, but I am old-fashioned and I buy, this is actually the Green Pears soap, and it's a transparent soap. I know that the orange one is too, but this one also works fine for me. And I just apply that with, this is actually a broken Anastasia Beverly Hills brow brush. The quality of this brush was rubbish, but it just fits in the box. So I always know that there's a brush with my soap, and to just kind of apply that and get it a little bit wet, I just use my setting spray. Doesn't matter what setting spray you use. Honestly, I don't tend to use a high-end one. This is just a Barry M one, because I just went into Superdrug and bought what was essentially the cheapest one, just because you need to get a bit of movement. But I love that. When I fill in my brows, I use the Revolution Pro. This is like their dip brow pomade instead of Anastasia. I've talked a little bit about in my hair care videos how I don't typically support Revolution as a wider brand for many reasons, and yeah, they're just not my favourite, and the ethics of the brand isn't my favourite. But this is just the one product that lasts forever and is the only product that I would actually repurchase from them, because it just works well, the colour's good, it matches kind of the undertones of my hair, and it's, I think I bought this recently and it worked out £2.88, and so comparing that to the Anastasia one, you just can't compare it. And I apply that, this is with one of those Real Technique metal brushes. Do you guys remember the hype around these? Because I was there. What I love about this brush is that it's very fine, and my eyebrows are not the biggest, so I don't want them to be too big, too fluffy. I want that definition whilst also looking slightly feathery, and so this combination is my favourite for brows. Now, I'm not going to touch on mascara or anything because I don't use mascara. What I do use instead are the kind of DIY false lash extensions that typically last about a week. I have 2 brands I want to mention specifically in just the general system. So I use the Tatti Lashes Bond and Seal. So you essentially apply this like a mascara, apply the lashes underneath your eyelashes, and then they last for a week after you seal them with this cure as well. I absolutely love that combo. It means that even if I wake up and have no makeup on, I just look a little bit better because I've got eyelashes on. I would love to get my eyelash extensions done all the time, but A, I don't have the time, 2, they can end up very expensive. However, this system works so well for me. I get in the habit of like refreshing them every Sunday evening, for example, good to go for the next week, and sometimes I get even longer from them, so that's really good. The 2 brands of eyelashes I wanted to mention is the Tatti Lashes one specifically. I've tried all sorts. I've tried ones from Primark, I've tried ones from the Fulscara brand from Kiss, I've tried Tatti Lashes, and these are my favourite really affordable ones, and you can get these from places like ASOS, online, I saw them on TikTok, you can get them everywhere. And so if you're looking to get started, these are incredible because they're an invisible lash band, and the actual lashes themselves are such high quality and they're quite like close together, so it gives you a really good impression of like lash extension. So these are incredible. But if I'm gonna splurge splurge a little bit more and want something, say I got an event or a wedding to go to or something like that, the Claudia Kilsby ones are so good. So these are part of her Lash Lock system. I use the Tatti Lashes glue because they work across all brands, to be honest. But these lashes give you that kind of Russian look. So if you want something that looks a little bit more extra, a little bit more dramatic, but look so genuinely like you've got your eyelashes done, these are the ones for you. This specifically is in the shade IL1, which is their more natural ones, but I've had all of the ranges they do. IL1, IL2, IL3, I've had them in black, I've had them in brown. I've got the brown ones on at the moment, but you just kind of wouldn't notice because it's such a natural kind of blacky brown. I like both colours and it just depends what they have in stock at one time. This is like a decurl, which again mimics that lash extension look, and these are such good quality. Like I said, a little bit more expensive than Tatti Lashes, so if you're looking for more of an affordable route, then Tatti Lashes I'd say is the way to go. But if you're wanting to splurge a little bit more, you got an event but don't want to quite spend the same amount as lash extensions, these are so good. I really love them, and as I mentioned, I've got them on at the moment and absolutely enjoy them. I wanted to just touch on powder because I realised I've also skipped that. So I love really using one specific powder, and I wish I didn't love this as much because it is quite expensive to repurchase, but the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Complexion Perfecting Micro Powder. Huge name. As you can tell, I've got two. These are in two shades, shade 1, shade 2. I really like using shade 1 under my eyes. I've hit pan on both of these. And it's a very light colour even compared to me now, but like I said, just under the eye I tend to use this, or even if I'm like really pale, no tan, this is typically my shade. But when I've got tan on and just want to dust my face with a little bit of powder that's a little bit more kind of matching to my skin tone, number 2 is the shade that I go for. And again, hit pan, almost using them at exactly the same speed. They are quite a soft powder, so I am noticing they're not lasting particularly long. However, I just love the way it makes my skin look, and I typically apply these with a Trigwell Cosmetic powder puff. So these went hugely viral on TikTok. I am so influenced by TikTok, and I probably shouldn't be based on my age, but I am. I'm easily influenced. Someone tells me I need something and shows me how good it works, I'm buying it. So this was one of those cases, and I love this so much. Again, putting it under the eye, I would say that this is very similar. I had one from Laura Mercier, which is here. They do feel quite similar. I think that generally Trigwell has done really well in terms of a small business, especially on TikTok, but I would say that generally I have felt powder puffs that are similar that you can get anywhere, to be honest with you. But if you're looking to support a small business, I really love these, really good quality. I got a pack of 2 and they really weren't that expensive, and yeah, you can use these in so many ways. I really like it. Last of all, it's just like bronzer, blush and things like that. Again, I don't use too much because sometimes I do genuinely need to get my makeup done in 10 minutes and off I go. So this makeup routine can be as long or as short as I want it to be, but because I'm using the same products all the time, I know how they work, I tend to just be able to like do my makeup, get it done, off I go. Now this is probably the most bougiest product in this lineup. However, it was a gift, so I didn't actually purchase it myself. And this is so hyped that I was a bit worried it wasn't going to be worth it, but I love this. It's the Chanel Healthy Glow Bronzing Cream in Soleil Tan Bronze. 390 is the shade, and this for me is just such a gorgeous, I've got it on today, so if you're kind of looking to see how it looks on a similar skin tone to mine, this is how it's looking. I have been loving this. Initially I was thinking, gosh, it's like so expensive, and I almost felt bad that my husband bought it for me. However, once I've started using it, I use this every single day, and it's the perfect like cream to powder combo. The shade on me looks really natural, and I just find it blends so gorgeously. It gives me the best finish, and so for that reason I love this. It's a huge tub, and I have been using this since Christmas, and as you can tell, not really taken much out of it, and so I feel like this is going to last me a really long time, which is obviously great because it's expensive. But if I know that I get however long out of a product, I know I love it. As I mentioned, I'd rather repurchase something I know I love instead of trying to dupe it and then spending like double the amount trying to find a product that is similar. I'd rather just spend money on something I know that is just my favorite, and this is a product I've fallen in love with. And again, trying to just get ready quickly, this never lets me down. It's never streaky, it's always perfect. The blush that I use on top of it, again, the one I'm using today, all of these products I've used today, is the NARS Orgasm Blush. This is a really old one. You can tell by the packaging because it doesn't look fresh and new. I hate that NARS packaging gets like this over time. And I noticed this morning, it's broken there as well. So just not the most durable packaging in the world. However, this shade is just, oh no, it's completely broken. Brilliant. Oh no. Anyway. This shade is just my favourite because it's got that slight gold glisten in it, so it's giving you that kind of highlighted look, but it looks really, really nice, the perfect flush of pink without looking too crazy. And I've just been really, really enjoying the product. Not enjoying the packaging, but I've probably had this for too long, but it lasts forever. And again, a very hyped product that I think is very much worth it. And then really last of all that I kind of wanted to mention is the highlighter that I might just dab on top just to give a little bit of extra oomph into my cheekbones. And this is this Fenty one. This is the Matchstick in the shade Starstruck. I was bought this by a friend a couple of years ago and I've absolutely loved it. And again, it's kind of replaced every other highlighter. Like within here, I've got MAC ones, I've got ones from all different brands, but I go back to this because again, I think sometimes highlighters can look a bit too much, especially like for the office or just kind of doing a school run. You don't want to look like you've just like doused yourself in glitter, but this is that perfect like lit from within type of glow. I really like this and I've been obsessed with it. I really want to buy more Fenty products. I love their Fenty glosses, which I haven't mentioned. I don't actually know where they are. They must be in a bag somewhere. But yeah, that's kind of my makeup favorites that I just thought I'd do an updated video sharing with you what they are looking like, because I've been loving all of these products. I love talking about makeup. I love doing makeup. My channel has definitely moved more in the hair direction, which I really, really love, and I love doing hair care, but I just thought I'd touch on the products that I've been absolutely loving in the background. So let me know what products you have also been loving. Is there particular products you've been using for years? I love hearing from you. But with that all said and done, I will see you guys in my next video. If there's any other videos from me that you'd like to see, let me know. I love getting your recommendations. But yeah, other than that, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.